everybody, it's Tammy with Gare. Today we're back with another technical video to show you how to dip some difficult pieces. Some of the bigger pieces are hard to dip sometimes with the holes in them. You don't want your clear glaze sitting inside the pieces for too long. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's head on over to the dipping area and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to show you an example of what excessive crawling looks like when you get too much clear glaze stuck inside your piece. I'll give you a close-up on this. This is an elephant bank, and too much clear glaze was left inside before it got fired, and so it looks like there's speckles all over him, but that's really just excessive crawling that happened. So you want to try and avoid that, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Okay, so let's get to dipping. Okay, so what we have here is the train with tree, the hippo bank, the mushroom house lantern, the train bank, the birdhouse, the family plaque, the mushroom lantern, and the gnome lantern planter. This viscosity is between 11 and 13. It's actually 11. I just checked it. And if your viscosity is correct and you make sure that all the excess dip is out of your piece, then you really shouldn't have any issues with the extra crawling, and you're going to have the best results with all your pieces. So my viscosity is correct, so I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to dip it in and I'm going to pull it right out. You want to get it in and get it out, and I usually shake it a little bit to make sure I get all the extra dip out, and then I give it an extra shake to get it off. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do for that part of the piece, and put it down, and I will go in and dip out the other half when it's dry. Okay, so now we'll grab the train bank and we're going to just dip it halfway in, and we're going to shake out most of the clear glaze and then give it another good shake. So we want all of the clear glaze to come out. Put that down. Now we'll do the mushroom lantern house, and when I dip this in, I'm only going to go right to here, right to the top of the mushroom, get it in and get it out, shake out all the clear glaze. That aside. Now for the birdhouse, it has two holes, so I'm going to actually dip this in, and I'm going to go right above this hole so I can get most of it done. So when I put it back in, I'm going to only be able to I'm only going to have to do the top half of the house. And I don't want a lot of the clear glaze to sit inside there. And so I'm definitely going to have to really shake that clear glaze out to get most of it out of the bottom of the hole. And again, I'm going to want to get it in and get it right back out and shake all that clear glaze out. There we go. So the mushroom lantern, people have had issues with this because there's a hole up in there, and they'll dip it to the side and then dip the other side, and what happens is all of the clear glaze pools up in there, and they end up getting excessive crawling up here because the clear glaze just sits in there. So you don't want that to happen. So you want to dip the bottom part first and then this part. So when you dip the lantern, you want to dip it right to there, and that way no clear glaze is going to sit up inside. So you can just put it in and pull it out, shake all of the clear glaze out, and then we'll go back in and dip the other half when it dries. So we're going to do the family plaque next. So some of the plaques are big like this, and people will dip them this way or this way, and a lot of the clear glaze will pool inside. If you can hold the plaque this way where you have enough room, you can usually grip it, and you can dip half the plaque like this, and just dip that much of it and shake it off. So when it dries, you can go back in and put it back in this way. So for this one, I would just take my brush and I would just fill in a little clear glaze on the places that you need to. Okay, so this is our gnome planter lantern. He's a newer piece and he is actually really tricky. So, you know, we did a little practice dipping him, and the best way we found to dip him was to dip this side first, and we're gonna dip him like about up to here. So we'll get like the tip of his hat and the inside of the planter first. So you're just gonna kind of get a good grip on him this way, and you're gonna dip it in and just make sure the inside of the planter gets some clear glaze in him. Shake it out really good, and then you have that side done, and then we'll show you the other side in a bit. Okay, the next piece is the train. So fun. Okay, so this is a really good example. We've had people bring the train in with issues on it, with that excessive clear glaze issue, with the excessive crawling issue, and it's because they have a hard time getting all the clear glaze out of the train when they dip it. And the reason being is there's a lot of holes in there, and they're not shaking the clear glaze out good enough, or their clear glaze is not the right viscosity. Because if your clear glaze is the correct viscosity and you're not holding the train in long and you get it all shaken out, you really should never have any issues. So the key with that is knowing where the holes are in all your pieces and finding that area and getting it all out. And you shouldn't have an issue. So the way that we do the train is I will dip the first part straight in, and then I'm going to tip it where most of my holes are, which is the windows and the part where the tree is. So I'm going to dip it in halfway. I'm going to pick it up, get it all out the sides. I'm not going to let it sit. I'm going to pour it out the windows and out where the holes of the tree are, and really get it out. That way I don't have any clear glaze sitting up inside here or anywhere else. So my clear glaze is the correct viscosity. I didn't hold the piece in too long, and we got all the clear glaze out, so we should have no issues with this piece. So the first half of everything is dry, so now we're going to go back and dip the second half. All right, so we're going to get the hippo. And again, you want to know where your holes are, because you want to dip it in, get it out, and get all the clear glaze out of the holes. Put it in, get it out, and drain it all out. So that's really the thing. You want all the clear glaze to come out as much as possible. So the next thing we're going to do is the birdhouse. And again, we went above this line here. We went above the hole. So we really only have to dip it to there and pull it out. And this one should be all set. So now we're going to go with the mushroom. And as you can see, I already dipped it to there. We already went inside the hole, so we don't need to do that again. So we're just going to go right about to there and drain it all out of the holes where the window is. And that should be good. Okay, the train bank. We still have to dip this side of it, and you see that that's the only place we have for the hole where it needs to drain. So we're going to dip it in, and then we're going to dump it so that all of the clear glaze comes out the hole. Get it in and get it out. Give it a little shake, get all that clear glaze out. This is the family plaque where we dipped it halfway. We're going to dip it in again. And so for the family plaque, this one it was big enough for me to hold on to, where we can just put it in, dip it halfway, get it out. And it's pretty easy to get all the clear glaze out because we're not really filling it much. Little spot there that I didn't go all the way down with, that's okay. We'll just get our brush. We'll just brush a little bit on. And it'll be just fine. If you do have a plaque that you can't hold on to that way and you have to dip it that way, you can still do that. Again, you're going to be okay as long as your clear glaze has the correct viscosity and you get your hole emptied and you just shake it until all the clear glaze comes out, you should still be okay. Again, you shouldn't have any issues if your viscosity is correct. I can't say it enough. And you get all of the clear glaze out. That's the key. Okay. We'll do our mushroom. We're going to do the other side of the mushroom. So as you can see, the first time I dipped it, I went all the way up to the holes. So now we only have to go to there, so we're not going to get any of that clear glaze all the way inside. We don't even need to. So that's just going to stay hollow. So we're going to go in, get it out. Give it a good shake. And we're going to put it over here. All right, we have, okay, the gnome. We dipped our gnome halfway. We put it into there. We're going to do the other side. We can get a nice grip on it here. So when we dip this in, you're going to get clear glaze is going to go in this way, and it's going to come in through all the holes in the stars. So for the most part, we are going to shake it all out. I'm also going to shake a little out from the bottom as well. We're going to get it in, get it out, and you're going to get all that clear glaze out of there. Give it a good shake. Make sure all that clear glaze is out. And that's it for the gnome. All right, time to dip the other side of the train. So you see all the holes on the bottom. We're just going to get it in and get it out. Pull it up, and we're going to let it drain. Make sure we shake it all out. Get all that clear glaze out of there. Give it an extra good shake. And we should be good. That train is ready to go. So one more thing about the train with tree piece, you want to remember to clean out all your holes before you fire the piece. But if for some reason you do have a hole that's still clogged, you can still use your pin light. You can just either shave the pin light down if it doesn't fit all the way in, or you can just snip the end off and still glue it on. So it's still usable. So that's a really good pro tip. All right, that's it for today. I hope this helped you. And I can't say it enough, again, if your viscosity is correct, and if you could just get the piece in and get it out and make sure all the clear glaze is out of the piece, you shouldn't have any issues. But if you have any other questions, or if you have any other pieces that you think are difficult to dip that you didn't see in this video, please let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. And I'll see you in my next video. Listen up, listen up. I can't do it. Dear cotton headlight. And I can't say it enough that you might have to use what I already gave you. Ooh, that's good. We're waiting for these to dry, so I'm going to do some impressions because I'm so good at that. I'm happy. I love my job. I love it. Oh, my job is so hard. See if you can guess the impression that I do, because I'm known around here for like really bad impressions. Bigger pieces of bisque are hard to dip. Oh, not smooth. It's not smooth. This is good. If you get the impression, if you guess my impression, you get something.
What do they get?
What do you get? You get bragging rights.
You nailed it. You did nail it.
Okay, I have the impression I'm going to do. And the rules are you got to try and guess in the comments. Pork chop and applesauce. Wow. I'm going to be so attractive in this video. I'm going to get like swipe rice. Woo woo. That's my step ball change that I don't know how to do. But I know it's called step ball change. I did, and they put me way in the back. I nailed it.